Gentlemen, a five-time nominee tonight, Ricky Gervais.
Hello.
Ricky Gervais is known for his fearless humor, and nowhere has it shined more brightly than when he called out Hollywood's obsession with woke culture and political correctness, sparing no one in the room. His biting satire and unfiltered remarks left audiences squirming in their seats while viewers at home cheered for his brutal honesty. Gervais's no-holds-barred humor struck at the heart of the performative virtue signaling that's become prevalent in Hollywood, exposing the contradictions and hypocrisies of an industry that often seems more interested in optics than real change. From the moment he stepped on stage, Gervais made it clear he wasn't there to cater to Hollywood's elite. In his opening monologue, he quickly shattered the illusion that stars were gathered to celebrate their craft and commitment to change, suggesting instead that many were more invested in appearing woke than actually being woke. His delivery was unapologetic, as he pointed out the dissonance between the progressive values many in Hollywood claim to uphold and their real-life actions, whether it's flying on private jets to climate rallies or preaching equality while avoiding any meaningful personal sacrifice. One of the high points of Gervais's critique came when he spoke about Hollywood's response to cancel culture. He highlighted how actors, directors, and producers carefully curate their public personas, constantly monitoring their words and actions to avoid offending anyone. But Gervais took aim at this very fear, arguing that comedy and art thrive on freedom and spontaneity. According to him, this fixation on perfection and political correctness has created a bland and sterile entertainment landscape, where artists are afraid to challenge audiences or risk controversy. In true Ricky Gervais fashion, he made light of celebrities' tendency to cancel others, while often brushing their own past mistakes under the rug. He joked about the cleansing process many public figures undergo, where old tweets, interviews, or jokes are quietly erased to maintain their carefully crafted image. With a smirk, Gervais remarked on the irony that many of the stars promoting forgiveness and understanding are also the quickest to distance themselves from anyone facing public backlash. Through his humor, Gervais exposed the hypocrisy of cancel culture within Hollywood, where forgiveness is selectively applied and often based on popularity than genuine redemption. Gervais's critique didn't stop at cancel culture. He also targeted identity politics, a hot-button issue in Hollywood. In his blunt style, he joked about how Hollywood had reduced the complex topic of diversity to a checklist, casting actors or greenlighting projects more out of obligation than genuine support. He commented on the irony of an industry obsessed with authenticity, yet prone to using identity for marketing appeal. His jokes about identity politics hit a nerve, as he questioned whether the drive for inclusivity is always as altruistic as Hollywood would like the public to believe. By framing his humor in this way, Gervais encouraged viewers to think critically about the motivations behind Hollywood's progressive choices. The star-studded crowd sat in stunned silence as Gervais continued dissecting Hollywood's efforts to appease the woke crowd. He even joked about how, despite all the talk of diversity, some film studios continued to produce stories with similar casts and narratives, often pandering to audiences without really breaking any new ground. Gervais's jabs were pointed, suggesting that Hollywood might be more interested in appearing diverse than actually supporting meaningful, lasting change within the industry. Through humor, he raised the uncomfortable truth that diversity and inclusion can often feel more like a performance than a purpose. One of the standout moments was when Gervais called out Hollywood's performative allyship, mocking celebrities who take on social causes only to abandon them once the spotlight fades. He sarcastically described actors as brave for endorsing causes that are widely accepted, questioning the sincerity of their activism. According to Gervais, too many in Hollywood are quick to lend their voices to popular issues but fail to put in the work or take real risks that could lead to meaningful change. His humor served as a stark reminder that true activism requires more than just words, no matter how powerful or moving they may sound. In another memorable segment, Gervais turned his attention to Hollywood's obsession with political correctness, particularly in the realms of comedy and art. He discussed how studios are increasingly hesitant to take risks or allow comedians to push boundaries, fearing backlash or calls for boycotts. Gervais argued that this culture of self-censorship is detrimental to creativity, stifling the unique voices that make art thought-provoking and memorable. He warned that if Hollywood continues down this path, it risks losing the very essence of what makes storytelling impactful. In true Gervais style, he didn't shy away from poking fun at Hollywood's paranoia over offending people, remarking on how it often turns trivial matters into controversies. Throughout his routine, Gervais didn't just roast Hollywood, he questioned the broader culture of outrage that has gripped society. He joked about how everyone seems to be perpetually offended, ready to call out anyone for the slightest perceived misstep. Gervais humorously noted that while this culture of outrage may seem noble, it often prioritizes petty grievances over real issues, diverting attention from the problems that truly matter. His satire cleverly highlighted the absurdity of focusing on superficial complaints while ignoring larger injustices, and he challenged his audience to reassess what deserves outrage and what can be laughed off. Gervais's ability to hold up a mirror to Hollywood's flaws while still making people laugh is a testament to his skill as a comedian. He tackled controversial topics with a fearlessness that's rare in today's entertainment landscape, where many comedians feel pressured to dilute their material. By refusing to conform, Gervais demonstrated that comedy can still be a powerful tool for social critique. His jokes about Hollywood's hypocrisy resonated not only because they were funny, but because they revealed uncomfortable truths about the industry's double standards and often superficial commitment to change. One of the most pointed critiques came when Gervais mentioned Hollywood's tendency to speak out on issues while living in a bubble that often isolates them from the realities most people face. He joked about the disconnect between actors who campaign for environmental sustainability while leading lifestyles that are anything but sustainable. Gervais's satire cut the pretense, highlighting how Hollywood's activism sometimes lacks authenticity due to this detachment from the average person's day-to-day challenges. In his closing remarks, Gervais didn't hold back on Hollywood's collective self-importance. He humorously depicted actors as people who, while talented, are ultimately just entertainers. He mocked their tendency to deliver moral lessons and lectures as if they hold the answers to society's biggest issues. Gervais argued that while art can indeed inspire change, it's crucial to remember that Hollywood's role is to entertain, not dictate how people should live. By calling out this self-righteous attitude, he grounded his message, reminding Hollywood and the world that humility is often more valuable than a well-delivered speech. Gervais ended his set with a call for resilience in comedy, urging artists and audiences alike not to lose their sense of humor in the face of outrage culture. His final message was clear: comedy should be allowed to challenge, offend, and provoke thought, as these are the qualities that make it a powerful force for both entertainment and reflection. Through his words, he invited viewers to embrace comedy as a means of exploring difficult topics rather than suppressing them. Gervais's closing remarks served as a rallying cry for those who believe that humor should remain a space for honesty, creativity, and bold expression. By dismantling Hollywood's facade of woke culture, Ricky Gervais reminded everyone that true progress requires introspection, not performative gestures. His fearless approach left an indelible mark on both the industry and audiences, challenging people to question what it really means to be woke in a world that often prizes appearances over authenticity.